Congratulations, you have read the blog post and you want to send some tokens. Let me show you how. First, you need MetaMask installed. I'm using Firefox here, so I have installed MetaMask as a plugin. You can do the same. Once this is done, come back and you will have an empty account, like this one. I'll name it Atomic Swap and create it. Make sure to choose the Kovan test network. It should be in the list. Now the first thing we need to do is make MetaMask aware of our token. As it says in the blog post, the parent token on Kovan is this cryptic thing here. So I'm going to copy it and go to MetaMask, click on the menu and click the Add Token button here. I need a custom token. I can give it an address. And because the contract has no name and no decimals, I'll have to name it. So I'm going to name it, let's name it KDI, and give it 18 decimals precision. It doesn't really matter. Next. I have 0 KDI in my account. I can add the token. That's it. Now I want to do the same for the Tobalaba network, but before installing the token, I need to make MetaMask aware of the Tobalaba network. So I click on MetaMask again, I click on the menu, and I go to Custom RPC. Before that, I need to copy over the address of the Tobalaba node in the blog post and come back, custom RPC, I scroll down, you can see here new RPC URL, I can paste it, and if I click the advanced option, I can even give it a name. I can save, and it appears here in the top. I can now close this and I see I have 0 Ether and no tokens. Okay, now I can make MetaMask aware of my Tobalaba token by copying this address and going through the same routine as I did before. I click on the menu, add token, custom token, I paste the token address, I give it a name, and it is important to have the same precision on both networks. Next, add token, I can see I have 0 EWC die, and this way I can see very easily on which network I am, in addition to having the network named in the top bar here. So what I need now is to get some DAI in order to be able to send them from Kovan to Tobalaba. Fortunately, we have created a faucet for that, which exists here, and it is a link in the blog post, so if I click on the link, it will open up. What I need now is to tell the faucet which address to send the tokens to. I open it, I make sure I'm on Kovan in order to see the result. I have my Atomic Swap token address or account address, I click on it, it copies the address to the clipboard. I go to my address bar and I add a / and I paste my address and I press enter. It will take just a few seconds and I get a successful transaction. It is not the nicest UI, but it does the job. I can now go to MetaMask and verify that I have indeed received some DAI. Now I need to send these DAI over to Tobalaba. In order to do that, I need some Kovan Ether. I can get some Kovan Ether by getting here to the faucet, and it explains how to use the faucet. The easiest way is simply to go to this address, log in with GitHub, and because I'm already logged in, it doesn't ask me for anything. But if you're not logged in, it will ask you for username and password. You enter the username and password, and then you paste your address again, and you ask it to send you some Ether, and hopefully they will arrive. Let's trust. Yay! My Ether has arrived. Now, as it says in the blog post, I transfer the tokens to the parent bridge. So let me copy the parent bridge address and let's go back to MetaMask. Click on the token, click on send. Recipient, I want to send the whole 100 tokens over to Tobalaba, and I say next. It will ask me for a confirmation. I can confirm that now, and I have to wait for this transaction to be mined by Kovan. This should not take too long, and once it has confirmed my transaction, I can go here. So I click, let's do it again. I click on the send tokens name here. It shows me the details of the transaction. The thing that interests me is this tiny button here, copy transaction ID. I copy the transaction ID and I go back to the blog post. And I'm going to choose option 2 because ETH events has not implemented the alerting system yet. And I can click on this link. It takes me to incoming Kovan, and at the end of it, I can simply paste my copied transaction ID. I press enter, and this will create my tokens or mint my tokens on Tobalaba. Let's check if that worked. I should have now 100 tokens on Tobalaba. So let's go over, and I have indeed 100 EWC DAI. I can now send these 100 EWC DAI back to Kovan. Let's see how that works. Oh, just to be sure, let's see that my tokens are gone on Kovan. I have indeed 0 Kovan DAI. Let's go over to Tobalaba. And it tells me in the blog post to transfer the token to the child bridgehead, the address of which is provided here. So I can simply the address. So I paste it to the 2. I sent the whole 100 DAI, and I have to click here on the advanced options in order to reduce the gas price to 0, because I have 0 Tobalaba Ether, which is probably your case too, but the gas price can be safely set to 0. And now I can click next and click confirm, and this should just take a couple seconds and it will confirm my transaction. And again, I will copy the transaction ID and direct the atomic swap oracle to send my tokens back. So again, I'm looking for the button here, transaction ID, I copy it, and I have my link here in the blog post, the outgoing Tobalaba link. I have to add the forward hash, slash, and paste the transaction hash. And what it's doing now in the background is it creates 2 transactions. The first transaction is on Tobalaba. It has burned my tokens that I have sent to the bridgehead, and it has transferred back to my account, which is a transfer transaction here. So I have a burn transaction and a transfer transaction on Kovan. It has freed my 100 tokens from the bridge contract. I have 0 Ether, 0 DAI here, and I have now 100 DAI back in my account. And this completes our journey between the 2 chains.